What is up, you guys? This is AllZany1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you another Anthem video, and this video is going to be about why I think Anthem will succeed. We all know that Anthem has many eyes on it, a lot of them not being so good because of EA, the biggest and most greedy company of them all. I mean, it's one of the top of the worst companies in the world, which is a major issue for gaming. EA is known for rushing the developers and throwing them away due to a terrible game. They obviously won't do that with BioWare because BioWare is one of the top development team, and BioWare is just a great developer, or a great development team. And they're also mainly known for just ridiculous microtransactions, and then finally also known for basically copy and pasting their games such as FIFA for easy cash. And it's just like they've been really lazy with their games. It's like they don't try it. All they want it is for the money, which I understand. Every company wants to make their money. Every person wants to make their money, but it's just the way they're delivering their games, the way they're handling it all has not been great for the past few years. Obviously, a bunch of other companies do the same thing, but EA is just the worst. Now, there's about 14,605,000 different outcomes for Anthem to succeed, but there's only one that they'll come out being successful. Now, I really do hope you guys understood that reference, because if you didn't, that would make me a little bit upset. If you're not a Marvel fan, I guess that's understandable, but that quote actually really makes sense in this type of situation, because Anthem itself is a great game, at least based off the demo itself. Because, I mean, that's if you got to actually play it despite the load screen issues and whatnot. But the core gameplay itself was addicting. I mean, I really got addicted to just flying around, because flying around felt great. But from what I've heard, mouse and keyboard is extremely wonky. So I would probably recommend using a controller if you're on PC as well. Unless, you know, you just get used to it, then that's cool. Gunplay also feels and sounds great, but there is sometimes the sound issues where the sound does cut out when there's too much going on, such as too many abilities, too many bullets and whatnot flying around. Especially when a bunch of combos are going off, is when the sounds will generally cut out as well. Abilities are also very unique for each javelin, basically making it to where each javelin is going to be better than the other in certain situations or certain gameplay styles. For example, Interceptor will be the best when it comes to doing melee and having speed. They'll be able to get in and out of certain combos or certain situations. And then Colossus for being able to soak up a bunch of damage, as well as having just like straight raw damage up close to enemies. Ranger for heavy arsenal and versatility, as well as being really good at support. Like I said, versatility. They're good at both damage and support. And then you have Storm, which is great for the high AoE and then crowd control attacks. Every javelin, like I said, is unique in their own way. Loot is easily obtainable just by playing the game. You know, like you can just go and do free play and be able to just go do world events, which is really fun. I enjoyed doing the world events. I enjoyed doing all the little dungeons that they had. And then, you know, like if you did the world events, you would always get rewarded if you ended up completing it. Or if you just did a regular mission, like the operations, like the Tyrant's Mine, at certain points of that mission you'll get loot chests for completing it, and then you'll get a loot, like a bigger reward for completing the actual dungeon. So loot in this game is very easy to get, because you don't play a looter shooter just to shoot. You play a looter shooter to obtain the loot and to shoot, to level up, to get better gear. And this game, I feel like, has that on par. Like that right there is what makes this game really good as well. Not just the whole javelin system, but the loot as well is really great. And then team play as well is awesome in this game, because team play synergizes so well due to having, you know, the primer and impact, or also known as combos. Just like I said earlier, how each javelin is unique, with all of them working together, it makes it even better. Like you can have one person going out with ice, and they just ice a bunch of people, and then you would have a Colossus that would burn them. and then that's a combo. Or you can have, when they're frozen, you can have an interceptor do a jump melee attack, which would do another combo on multiple enemies, as well as giving you an aura of ice, which allows you to go around icing other enemies with your melee attacks, so that way other allies can start getting combos off them as well. And it's not just ice, there's like stunts as well from the lightning attacks, and just all these other elements that, or there's only 4 elements, but you know, they all synergize pretty well with each other, and I really like the team play synergizing. Now you can also play the game solo, but you won't benefit the as easily or as well as the team setups and whatnot. And now, I'm also not gonna lie, I was pretty intrigued with the story as well. I know many players don't care for a story on a multiplayer platform, but I actually enjoyed the story, and just based off the demo from what I've played, I was wanting more, and that's a good thing for players who do enjoy playing the story. So for those of you that do enjoy playing solo and you're mainly soloing the story, because you can do the story in a group, I think you actually have to, I'm not exactly sure, but the story itself, I was listening to it, and you know, it's just fun. I thought it was great, and this is a BioWare game, so you have to remember, BioWare does make great stories. They make awesome stories, and they make awesome RPGs. So I think that's going to be one of the bigger reasons why I think Anthem will be successful, despite the fact that it is being run by EA. Now, I will get into talking about how I think EA will be or turn it around or whatnot. But honestly, like, if you look at games like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, I really enjoyed all of them. Obviously, Mass Effect 3 didn't have a great ending, and Mass Effect and Dragon Age 2 was rushed. But you know, I think despite those little issues, they're still fun. I enjoyed all of them, regardless. But you know, that's just me. I know a lot of people are very different from my own opinion. So the reason why I think EA will turn it around is because if they don't, then it's game over for them. Apparently Anthem was the reason why Andromeda did tank, which means Anthem has to perform well. It has to succeed, otherwise BioWare may not be given another chance. Although we do have the next Dragon Age confirmed, and that's obviously going to be developed by BioWare. And that should be released. We don't know the exact release date for Dragon Age, but I'm gonna assume like 2021 or something, or 2020, 2021. But anyways, if BioWare does go down, EA really doesn't have any good gaming companies left, because BioWare is their most popular and their best development team that I actually know of that they have currently. Also, me being extremely optimistic and only seeing really the good in everyone makes me believe that EA won't risk it. They have also had announced that microtransactions will not be in the game for random loot boxes or anything that really benefits the players at all. Rather, microtransactions will only be for cosmetics, and to me that's already a good step forward out of the grave that they've voluntarily put themselves into. But who knows? That could possibly change with certain holiday events or bundle sales. There's a lot of different ways they could sneak in microtransactions that could affect players' like stats and gameplay and whatnot, but there's no say in what EA will do. I get that all anyone currently wants is to watch EA burn and to never be brought back up. But what if, just what if, Anthem does become successful? Then what? What if it does earn Game of the Year because of how successful it is, because of the gameplay, because of the story, because of everything it delivers? Who knows? And I know that these are just what if questions, but what if questions are still valid questions. And it is understandable that everyone has their doubts about EA getting their shit together, because EA has been known for all this really bad stuff that they've done. But I'm always thinking, if Anthem does become successful and continues to stay on the minor microtransaction part, then that just might be the redemption for EA that they will need, and hope they continue to go on this path rather than the path that they've been on for several years. And I know this video may have sounded more like a wishful thinking type of video, because a lot of it is kind of wishful thinking. I do hope that Anthem does become successful. I do hope it is going to be great, because I do want Anthem to be great, because this game is fun. And I know people compare Anthem with Destiny and Warframe, and both of those games honestly are pretty fun. I really enjoy playing a lot of Warframe. I started playing Warframe again, and I actually enjoyed playing it a lot. And then Destiny, I haven't picked up Destiny 2 in a while, but from what I've heard, the recent DLC is actually really good. And then I played a lot of Destiny 1, and I enjoyed Destiny 1 all the way up to Rise of Iron, which was the last DLC. I thought that was a great game. I just want this game to succeed. I just really want Anthem to succeed instead of watching it die out like I've seen every other games that's happened. For example, Marvel Heroes Omega was one of the most fun games I've ever played, and it was unfortunate it had to die out because the development team and the company they got shut down because of issues that was going on within the company. And a game like Defiance 2050, I find it fun, but it's dying out because they are not delivering. They're not promising. They're not keeping their promises, basically. But with this, I don't know. I can definitely see myself pouring in about, I want to say, 2,000 hours of just straight gameplay or so if they do stay true to the PvE content, because we don't really have much PvE looter shooter games except for something like Borderlands, which is honestly one of the best looter shooter games out there. And it's really hard to compare Borderlands with any other game, really, but I think Borderlands is a prime example of an amazing PvE only looter shooter multiplayer game, because PvP in any looter shooter that mixes with PvE ruins the balance. It just makes it so unbalanced, because you'd have to nerf abilities for PvE to make it work for PvP, but you also have to keep it stable for PvE content, and a lot of stuff like that wouldn't really need to be nerfed if it was a PvE game only. And I'm looking at a game mainly like The Division, because Division in its early states was not that great because they had to nerf a lot in Division. Now I think Division is in a pretty good state, but I think most people only play the Division for PvP anyways, so who knows. But anyways, that's pretty much my thoughts on the whole Anthem situation. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing every YouTuber talk about them and whatnot, but I just wanted to share my opinion and see what you guys think. I know many of you may disagree, and a few of you might actually agree with me, but whichever it is, let me know down in the comment section. I'd love to just read what you guys think. And this is not me siding with EA. This is not me hating on EA. This is me just being neutral. I just want to see the best outcome for this game in general. I don't care for EA. I just want this game to be successful. And obviously that means EA would have to turn it around and everything. But who knows? I can't see the future. But anyways, don't forget to hit that like if you enjoyed hearing my take about this, and also hit that sub with that notification bell for more Anthem videos, or just really any other gaming videos, because I do also make videos for Assassin's Creed, which is going to be mainly like guides, and there are also build videos, a bunch of build videos. I think I've got like over 90 Assassin's Creed videos, Assassin's Creed Odyssey videos, and I'll also be doing Division 2 videos as well when that's released, which will more than likely just be like walkthroughs through certain missions or builds and whatnot, mainly PvE, because I'm not a big PvP fan. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. This is all the Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.